Hey parents, Carmine here with your video review of Dishonored. What would you say if I told you there was a game that allowed the player to be an assassin, eliminate a dozen different targets, and become the most feared man in the city without ever killing a single person? Dishonored puts the players in the role of a bodyguard of the late Empress of Dunwall and assigns them specific people to neutralize in order to get revenge for the Empress's assassination. It then encourages players to find ways to eliminate the targets without killing anyone, including the targets. It sounds implausible, but I can assure you that it is true. The level of violence in this game will depend on how the player approaches each scenario. Some players might go in with guns blazing, killing people left and right, and the game does allow this to happen. However, I found it almost impossible to do. The enemies are not pushovers, and while healing items are abundant, they're difficult to find in the heat of the moment. If players do choose the violent path, they will be rewarded with blood and dismemberment. Additionally, each target has a unique way that the player can execute him. However, these executions have to be done while facing the target and with the player's sword. This is much more complicated than it sounds, since most characters either put up a great fight or will run away and keep their backs to the players. This prevents most players from seeing these executions. I never saw any of this. As I mentioned before, the game encourages players to complete the game without killing anyone. Since this leads to the best ending, I expect that most gamers will make the attempt to keep their actions as non-lethal as possible. This will mean a lot of sneaking, careful preparation, and cleanup as the player moves through the levels. However, non-lethal does not mean non-violent. Players who take the non-lethal path will choke hundreds of guards and witnesses while progressing through the levels. In order to prevent being detected, the player will pile unconscious victims into bathrooms, closets, and other out-of-the-way locations. It ends up being a bit comical, and overall paints a much less violent picture than other similar games. I completed Dishonored without killing a single person, and I expect that most players will have a similarly non-lethal experience. As a result, we gave this game a recommended age of 14 years old. For the full written review, including the extra categories, log on to SideStoryGames.com.